we've pressed the live button. We're go time. Here we are. We've made it. We've made it onto the camera. Matthew's here with his high quality gear. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, especially if you're Cody. Welcome everybody. I guess it's not quite the last one before moment of, but a very important live X nonetheless. No, heaps of exciting updates for everybody. So I won't kick on too long, but just know we're all. I can see the excitement already building in the comments for everything we've got jam packed in for today. So I won't rabbit on too long. I'll pass straight over to the experts and we can dive straight in. Who wants to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll kick off. I can see why you work from home, Joe, because the house looks, pretty fantastic.
This is the fraternity.
I know you got a few people in there because a lot of people seem to be living in that background.
You're not wrong.
I think it's a frat house. Yeah,
it is. It's your fur was over just before, as you can see in the last live. Chief's been here. It's it's just a local gathering place for everybody. L1X, I guess.
I think I'm just going to go for a visit.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Thought I'd visit.
Well, look, big shout out to the community. Thank you for everyone attending. Thank you for everyone who listened to this afterwards. Exciting times. We are counting down now to the launch. As you would have seen, we've already got the listing confirmed with Bitmart. We'll go through some of the launch details today as well. But also just know that we're going to have a pretty big launch AMA on launch day on Tuesday, AWST. I think it's 10 a.m. AWST on Tuesday. That we'll be having a big launch AMA and then be launching later on in the day on Tuesday. So definitely don't miss out on that. We're going to be covering quite a few things. But I thought what we're going to do today is we're going to go through and just go through the details of the new token builder competition that we're going to be we'll be releasing, and that'll be running for the month of May. So I want to go through that. That's pretty exciting. But first, I think we'll start with some updates. And so we've got a few updates to go through. The community guys have been gracious enough to share the community questions. We've obviously jumped into the chat, seen some questions as well. So we've compiled the updates on the questions that we've got from we've received from the community. So let's go through some of this now. So I thought I'd start by allocations, and so just to give you an update on where we're at with allocations. So for the airdrop campaign, so I know we've got a few different airdrop campaigns that we've been running up until this point. Obviously, we've got the current one, we've got the token builder coming out. We've had the January and December airdrop campaign, where that was where those username holders, they were able to interact on the L1X app. So the January-December airdrop campaign, we've obviously got the Interact airdrop campaign. We've got the recently finished airdrop campaign where we had the swaps, the EVN, ELN, the FVN, and we announced those big winners. And obviously, we've got the current airdrop campaign as well that's running in, and the FVN. So just to give you an update on all of those are now going to be getting processed. So Lionel and the team are going to be processing all the airdrops going out to people from around those campaigns, from the December, the Interact, all of those. So those will be starting to distribute from later on today onwards. And so with airdrop winners, when you go on to, so you'll see them, you'll start to receive them in your wallets. What you'll do is you'll have the option to opt in or opt out of XPerks. So either choosing to opt in or opt out. If you opt in, you obviously get all the XPerks benefits. If you opt out, then you're on the normal, can anyone hear that? Okay,
somebody's ringing.
Someone's ringing. Let's hope it's Binance. So let's have a look. So with the airdrop campaign, so you'll be allocated when you go in and you'll see the airdrop campaign under the category public sale, because the airdrops are distributed as per the public sale daily vesting for the first 4 months. Now with that, you still have the option to opt in if you want to opt into XPerks, but when you opt out, then that daily vesting will occur. So you'll have the public sale vesting. So yeah, as soon as you look out for those in the next few days to be able to go in and then go ahead and opt in or opt out of XPerks for the referrals. All the larger prize winners, so the 50K, the 200K, the 250K, all those larger prize winners, including the larger prize winners that we just announced, and the larger prize winners that we'll announce as well from the token airdrop, that'll auto be automatically be vested, same as the kind of platinum schedule, which is 3 months and 24-month vesting for the larger airdrops. We're doing something a little bit different with the token builder, and I'll discuss that when we go through that at the end. So that's the update on the airdrops themselves in terms of, so look for those as they're coming out over the next few days, opt in or opt out of X-Perks, and then you'll be ready to roll for launch. In terms of the referrals, so from a referrals, speaking to Lionel and the team, I think we're about 70% complete on all the referrals. There's just some tickets that we're checking. We have some people have submitted some evidence that they have referrals, so we're working through those. We aim to get the remaining referral list, depending on how quickly we can resolve tickets and everything like this. We're hoping to get the remaining referral list out by middle of May. Obviously, before then, we'll be processing them, but we'd want to kind of give ourselves a deadline by then to make sure we've resolved all the tickets. Some are more complicated than others. But in terms of referrals, you probably would have, a lot of you that have referrals would have seen some already. We're about 70% through, but Lionel and the dev team will be resolving the remaining 30% of unresolved referral distribution over the next 2 weeks, 14 days, 15 days. Actually, less than that, probably over the next, say, 10 or 11 days. For referrals, so just so you know, so if you've referred someone in the public sale and you've got some referral token coins for that, then you will see them in the drop down on the X-Perks. You'll see, where it says public, private seed, term sheet, team. If you referred someone in the public sale, then that'll come under the public sale category, and then you'll either opt in or opt out of X-Perks. If you opt out, you'll have the daily vesting for 4 months. If you referred someone in the private sale, then that you'll have, when they come into your wallet, you'll have to opt into X-Perks, whether it's silver, gold, or platinum. But obviously, opting into X-Perks, you'll get the bonuses of X-Perks as well. So that's the status currently with the referrals. We've got through a massive chunk. Lionel and the dev team are getting through the rest over the next, say, 11 to 12 days. Now, for the nodes, so I'll give you an update on those people that had reserved nodes from V1. And so what we've got now, since we're close to launch, we've got as many people to go through X-Perks as possible, right? There's still some outstanding. It is what it is. Please go ahead and process X-Perks as soon as you can to all those who haven't. But with the node, those that reserve nodes in V1, so what we're going to do now is we're going to run analysis over the next few days. With that analysis, we've obviously got the wallet address and the nodes that were reserved in V1. We're just going to be checking against that to make sure that when the same wallet address went through V2 X-Perks, that they still selected a gold or platinum tier, because obviously if you're reserved a node and you're in the private or seed or term sheet, you have to go gold or platinum to still be eligible for a node. So we're going to check that those people still went through gold or platinum to be eligible for those nodes. And then we're going to check on how many nodes on V2 did they claim, because obviously that'll come off their reserved amount as well. So we're going to be running that analysis over the next few days. And at some stage next week, we'll go ahead and distribute the reserved node NFTs from the V1 guys. Now, just be aware, and we've mentioned this a few times, no one wallet address can have more than 5 NFTs. So if someone in reserve, the maximum limit will be 5 NFTs. If you've claimed some in V2, and let's say you've claimed 3 in V2, but you've still got a couple in the reserve, because let's say when you went in reserved in V1, you claim 5, you claim 3 in V2, then you've got 2 left in the reserved, and then after we've done our analysis, we'll go ahead and distribute that to the reserved nodes. Now, the other question I'm sure will come up is, okay, cool. So a couple of things. What happens with the reserved nodes? Where do they come in terms of priority? And so what we're going to be doing over the next few days and week as well is we'll be rolling out this process. So I think, as everyone knows, the priority to host a node was first come, first serve into platinum. So first to last in platinum, then first to last in gold, then first to last in silver. If you're a public sale person, you could opt into silver and get a node. So that is the priority list in terms of node hosting spots. However, we know that probably a large chunk of the community either don't want to host a node, or they're not quite ready to host a node because they're still trying to wrap their head around it. So let's say the 80 spots go out. 80 spots in the first month, and let's say not all of them are taken up, for example. When the 80 spots go out, there will be a window of opportunity for those first 80 spots to be able to host their node. If they miss that window of opportunity to host the node, we then assume that they're not ready to host a node, so their spot will go down to the bottom of the queue, right? So if you're in the first 80 spots, be ready to host a node, because ultimately what we want is we want people hosting nodes. We want people that are ready to host nodes, and we want those nodes hosted. And I know there's a lot of community members that are now ready. They've got the computers, they've got the setup, they're ready to go. And so what will happen is any out of these slots that are released, any spots that are not taken up from those people that are in the priority queue, they will be allocated to a second list, a whitelist. Now, what is this whitelist? So basically, if you are ready to host a node, and we will have at some stage next week, probably end of next week, we'll release a form for you to apply for this whitelist. The form will just require a few details. It'll require some proof that you're ready to host a node. And what will happen is then if you meet all those requirements, you will go into this whitelist. It's like a second pool for people that are ready to host nodes. It goes to the first pool first in terms of priority. If out of those 80, for example, 40 aren't taken up, then that 40 will then go to this whitelist of people that have joined the whitelist that are ready to host nodes. So if you're ready to host a node, when the whitelist form comes up, please complete it and you'll go into that list. Now, how does this relate to the guys that have reserved nodes? And where do they fit into the priority list here? So what we're going to do is, so at the moment, those who reserve nodes, they will be distributed last, so they're last on the list in terms of those node reservations. However, if anyone who has got reserved node NFTs from V1 and is ready to host a node, apply on the whitelist and you'll join that list. Now, the whitelist priority, let's say we've got 100 people on that whitelist and we've got 40 spots, the whitelist priority will go like this. The first priority will be the V1 node hosters, right? So the people that went into V1 and reserved a node NFT in the whitelist pool, you will be the first priority. So if you're ready to host a node, sign up for the whitelist form, any spots left over, you're part of the first group that gets to host those nodes. The second priority will be platinum, the third priority will be gold, and the fourth priority will be silver, because the public guys could have claimed nodes. And we feel that this is the best way. It covers a few different things. One, it gets, by having a window of time where the first 80 have to host nodes, it basically makes them accountable that they're ready to host a node and they're willing to host a node. Within that window, if they don't take up their spots, then the remaining spots of node hosting will go onto this whitelist, because we know the whitelist has given us evidence that they are ready to host a node. And ultimately for the ecosystem, the community, and the protocol, we want people hosting nodes. So it'll go into the whitelist. Anyone on the whitelist will get their turn, will have a shot at this remaining pool of unhosted node spots. And it will be given in priority of V1 node NFT holders, then platinum, then gold, then silver. So even though the V1 node hosters are at the bottom of the queue in terms of the first pool, in terms of the whitelist pool, you are at the top of the queue. So it'll allow you to go ahead and host a node from any spots that aren't taken up. You'll be the first ones that will come to. So just going over node hosting, that's what's covered. Now, when will node hosting start? What we're going to do is we want to run the analysis for the V1 guys to make sure that the allocation goes to them after the analysis. So we'll probably distribute at some stage later half of next week after we've done the analysis. And then obviously we'll also want to open up the whitelist form as well. So we've got the pool of people that are ready to host nodes. So it means that node hosting itself, node hosting will probably begin at the middle of May, that people are able to start to host nodes. I'm just having a chat to Kevin this morning. He's confirmed that middle of May, you'll be able to start to host nodes. Before then, we'll distribute the reserved node NFTs, and we will open up the whitelist. So we've got this pool of people ready to host if some spots are not taken up. Hope that makes sense, Joe. Or it felt like I rambled a little bit.
Yeah, I think that pretty much encapsulated what we were talking about. But for a quick too long, didn't read. Long story short, if you're in the first distribution and you don't effectively opt in and get your node sorted in that time frame, you'll be bumped to the end, and then you can, for other people that are, let's say later, like let's say you're in September or something like that, but you're 100% ready to go right now, you can put yourself onto that white list where you go, yep, I'm ready to host a node, and then potentially be bumped into those spots that were available, because at the end of the day, what we're looking for is people to actually help secure the network, get the nodes out there, and be a part of that L1X transaction.
Exactly. And what we'll do, I mean, also as well, let's say you're not ready to host a node and you're in the first 80 spots, and let's say a month later you are ready to host a node, then you can just apply for the whitelist and go into the whitelist, right? And so go into that open pool. Now, just so we'll come out with more details on this next week and how the whitelist works and how you can apply. Just so you know, we may open the whitelist, and now let's say you've been on, let's say you're not one of the first 80, let's say 40 get hosted, 40 don't, it goes to the pool of the whitelist, and let's say there's 80 people in the whitelist, and then so the first 40 get a spot. Those other 40 that haven't got a spot in that first round from the surplus that wasn't taken up, we may ask you just to, before the next round goes ahead, just to prove again that you're ready to host a node, because we don't want someone going into the whitelist and then they don't get in the first month, but maybe they could get into the second month and now they're not ready to host a node. So we may check again with you just to make sure that you are ready, because we want people that are ready to host a node. And I know there's quite a few community members that are chomping at the bit. They've got their setup ready, they're ready to go, and those are the people that we know are ready. And so creating this whitelist pool just identifies them to us in the community. And then we'll also we'll be covering node hosting again on the AMA on Monday as well. So we'll go through that on Monday. Again, just so everyone's really clear on how that's rolling out. I think for me, that's pretty much everything from the updates around the airdrop allocations. So you'll start to see those come out. Also around the referrals and then the nodes as well. So that's an update around those three things. And Cody, do you want to? Any updates from you?
Sure. Can you hear me okay? Yeah.
You got you, mate. What? You're flexing a different hat now. Okay.
Oh, I'm back to the original L1X hat that has traveled the world with me over the last year. So, I see Mike's grabbing his hat. Nice. All right. Well, there's been some questions around marketing and what we're doing currently. So I figured I'd address a couple of those, and specifically around KOLs.
Cody, sorry to cut you off real quick. Just one more thing on the nodes, right? So let's say if you're in the spot and let's say there's 80 spots and you've got 5 node NFTs to host, you will be able to host all those 5 node NFTs. So as long as you have, if you've got that many spots and you've got that many node NFTs within the spots allocated to, yes, you can host all those nodes if you wish. Sorry, Cody, you continue.
It's all good. That's very important information that we got to get out there, right? So, yeah. So back to the KOLs. We've definitely got a long list of KOLs that we're using for a variety of different things, specifically around brand awareness and around L1X, and also the token builder campaign that we're going to be rolling out. So they're going to be creating threads, they're going to be retweeting, and they're also going to be specifically doing quote retweet posts that we specifically assign to them as part of their tasks. And so we're kind of got a very good strategy around that. And so I think we've got about 160 KOLs, if I remember correctly, from last time I looked at the list. And 100 of those, roughly about 100 of those, have already been activated over the last couple of weeks, 2 weeks or so. And they are currently in the process of creating threads, raising awareness within the community, and within their communities, I should say, and to give us a little bit broader of a reach. So if you're starting to see some new people come into the community, that's why. Likewise, with that remaining 60, we've kind of held a handful of them back, because over the next few days, as we get closer to our launch on Monday or Tuesday, wherever you're at in the world, we're going to start activating those remaining 60 as we get closer to that launch date. And so then this way, we've got some fresh new eyes coming in, and we've got a whole new second, third wave of army going out there to start promoting and around the launch. So that's kind of what we're doing with the KOLs. Also, what we're also doing with the KOLs is kind of going over the token builder marketing that we're focused on with them as well. One of the things that we're having them do, which is kind of cool, is we're going to have them build their own token and then promote it to their community to raise awareness, and their community can go in and vote for their coin, everything like that, to win prizes, right? And this is a way that you guys will basically be able to get in on the action as well. So we're going to open it up to you guys so that you can go in and basically, help promote this campaign as well by minting and sharing your own tokens as well. And so I think we've got a lot of creative people. I've seen quite a few different renditions of different meme coins that they would definitely love to see out there. I think I remember seeing one with a giant beard on it, I believe. I don't know where that one's been floating around, but I'm pretty sure that there's some other good ones out there as well, as I've seen them. And we could always use a grandma token too, right? But it's not only just tokens, it's also NFT. So it's fungible and non-fungible tokens that you'll basically be able to mint, which will be kind of fun. I think this is going to be amazing kind of last kind of collaboration that we're going to get with our community here before launch. So one of the things that you want to look... Oh, go ahead.
Didn't Matthew say something about a Kiwi token as well? Kiwi meme?
Kiwi meme.
I'm just waiting for the NFT that Chief uploads with him in the Power Ranger suit, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Can
I get a
lot?
Yeah.
At least a cent. Yeah.
So if you guys want to see all of these, like Chief in a Power Ranger suit, the Kiwi, and Grandma's token, maybe you might even see a couple of the hats being minted as well. You'll just have to look out there, but make sure that you follow hashtag L1X Mint. I believe that's the hashtag we're using. You'll find out a little bit more about that shortly. But when it comes to marketing moving forward, as we're coming up to launch, I think it's imperative to just kind of set the expectations of like what we're going to be focused on and where we think that we can build the most value for the protocol. And that's through projects, not hype. And so as we kind of move forward, we're going to be still focused on attracting developers and projects to integrate with L1X. And as you've heard me say in previous AMAs, it's all about just providing a seamless integration process for them. We'll provide links out there that if you come across projects that you're involved with or that you're in as well, in DeFi projects, you can send your dev people those links and they can click on them and it will literally take them to exactly what they want to do, how they want to integrate. And again, you do not have to build on top of L1X. You can stay on the chain that you're on, but you can still integrate and leverage that technology. And I think that that's going to be a huge narrative for us over the next few months as we keep this marketing direction going. The AMA, X-Talks AMA series has been a phenomenal tool for us. We are constantly getting good call outs. It's a great brand awareness for us among these different projects. And so it is literally just about opening up your mouth and communicating this. And this is how we want you guys to get involved with us as well. So, and Chief is going to go over something here pretty cool, really quick. And it's more on the ecosystem grant pool. So Mike, if you want to take it away, you sure can.
All right. Thanks, Cody. Really excited to announce that we're launching our ecosystem grants pool. We've got a bit of a twist on how you earn the grants. And, we've got a total of 50 million coins available for both projects and users to be split amongst those. The grants pool will run as an airdrop program to incentivize performance, excellence, and exposure for projects and for getting those users on board. The airdrops, as we know, we've had airdrops before, but they serve as a way of distributing coins, and they also help build a really strong and engaged community around L1X and all of the various projects that we're working with. By participating in those airdrops, the individuals become more invested in the success of L1X, the projects, and they're actually encouraged to contribute to growth. They create a bit of a network effect as well. As people become more aware of the projects and join the communities, it gives us increased visibility for L1X and all those projects, attracting further investment, partnerships, and growth of those particular projects as well. It gives us a really positive impact on the overall value. So for projects, we're looking at, so when a project connects to L1X, they receive an amount. As they do the full onboarding, they'll receive another amount of coins issued. The very first 2 projects to reach 5 million transactions on the L1X network, that project will receive a bonus of $1 million worth of L1X coins. So there's 25 million coins on offer with that, specifically for projects, and the users will be have another 25 million available. So it's a total of 50 million L1X available. So we're pretty excited about that program. There's more details to be released on that very, very shortly. Next one to cover off will be around what's actually available at launch for users. So obviously, Matthew mentioned before that trading on the CEXs will commence on Tuesday or Monday, depending where you are in the world. People like Cody who are a bit behind on the clock. We've also got multiple DEXs coming online and imminently, and trading on those will start very soon, if not at launch, very soon after. And we'll be adding liquidity at the same time to enable that full DEX trading. We'll have the staking on the nodes and the ability for people to transact cross-chain using the L1X app. So that's all pretty exciting stuff, and there'll be more coming as well as we add on more and more projects as they come online. And as for projects, we've already started touching on those. Obviously, we've got the DEXs coming online. Some of the stuff that we've got coming in from the DEX side of things is absolutely amazing. We've been working fairly closely on those with the teams. Obviously, we've got D Labs with the Elder series of games. Those guys are building. I was talking with them briefly yesterday. They're going through that at the moment. And probably one of the most important things coming up for all of these projects is the huge amount of work that the dev team have been doing on the SDK. Now that, for those that don't know acronyms, Software Development Kit for SDK, what that means is that those projects, at the moment, we're helping them, our existing projects with onboarding, but it means that those new projects will be able to self-onboard. And that's really, really important, because if I look at the list I've got here in front of me at the moment, just the immediate projects, I've got 135 on the list, I think, roughly. And they're just the immediate ones that want to move forward. We'll look at the other list that we've got, and there's literally hundreds more projects that are really interested to jump on board. If you could hear the discussions that we're having with those projects, I think you guys would be pretty excited. I know I am. Every time I get on these calls and we hear the projects talking about us, and they go through a process of just being incredulous about the capability, and you could just see their minds working about how they're going to use this, how they're going to move forward, how they could use it across, let's say an NFT project. So you're saying I can actually go cross-chain with NFTs, or I can go cross-chain with crypto, and there's no bridges? How does that work? It's really exciting to see and to participate in those discussions. So that's probably, we'll also be open sourcing the code, and as I mentioned, the full SDK this week. Our brilliant dev team have been documenting so much, and as I said, their focus is on enabling those projects to self-onboard. That's absolutely key for us. And I think now, Matthew, you're going to have a bit of a talk about the token builder.
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile just recapping again, Mike, around the centralized exchanges, and then the ability for when the DEX launches, the on-chain liquidity will launch with it. Like, if you just recap that, because obviously we've got a couple of DEX options that we want, and we've got that because we want a DEX up and running as quickly as possible for the community. But maybe talk about that transition. Yeah.
Yeah. So, trading on CEXs, if we look at it, ultimately the future is DEXs. You don't necessarily want to go with, right now, CEXs are pretty much what's available, and people know them. They can set up accounts on them and trade with them. But DEXs are actually are the future. That's how we're going to move forward. We've got, as I said, multiple DEXs. There's actually 2 that are working on them at the moment, and I think they're going to add a huge amount of liquidity for trading. So as those DEXs come online, the liquidity will be added at the same time, enabling much larger and faster transactions to occur. So we'll have full DEX trading going on.
So just to recap, guys, so from launch, we have the tradability of the L1X token on the CEXs. I think we're fairly close to integration with Mixi. I saw the latest update yesterday. Yep. We're extremely close. So I'm fairly sure a listing date with them is imminent. And so initially trading will happen on the CEXs until we get a DEX up. And we've got a couple of DEX options now because we want to try and get this DEX up. So when the DEX comes up, and hopefully within like say the first 7 days from launch, when the DEX is up, we'll apply liquidity, and then the swaps can happen on the DEX on chain. That's pretty much it. Hey, Mike?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay, just to clarify that. Okay, cool. So let me, guys, what I thought I might do is now let's go through this token builder competition, and we'll be releasing the token builder at some stage tomorrow. We'll be releasing the token builder. People can, we'll be launching it then. We'll be having all the information come out, exactly how you can do it, what you can do. But it is kind of it's a really cool initiative, I think, throughout the month of May, because what you're able to do, if you hold a username, you can go on and mint your own NFT, you can mint your own token, and you can also then go into a daily draw to win 500 L1X coins, or you can go into a larger prize draw as well, which will be drawn at the end of May, where you can either win 100,000, 75,000, or 50,000 L1X coins, or 25,000 L1X coins randomly. How that's determined is by the votes. So when you mint a token, your token will go up onto a gallery on the L1X app, and then people can start to vote for that token. If you receive the highest amount of votes by the time the competition finishes in the end of May, then you'll that particular person or project or KOL will win 100,000 L1X coins. If you receive the highest amount of votes, 75,000 L1X coins, the third highest amount of votes, 50,000 L1X coins, and then there is a random prize of 25,000 L1X coins for someone who's minted, hasn't got the most votes, but has minted, and we'll select them, that winner, randomly. So what I thought I'd do today is let's show you how I've got the interface up for the token builder, and take you through that process of how you go through and you mint your own token. Once again, this will be launched by tomorrow with all the blog details and everything, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through now and show you that. So let me see if I can go ahead and share my screen. One second. Okay. Okay. Just let me know if you can see the L1X app.
Sure can.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So the process is this. So to be able to mint your token, you either have to already hold a username or acquire a username to be able to mint the token, whether it's fungible or non-fungible. So on the homepage, what you would do is you go to Airdrop. We've got the token here, generate your own token, which is the first panel. So you click into generate your own token. And from here, it takes you through these 3 steps: get a username, mint your own token, or build your token, and then share that on Twitter. And so for the first step, let's say you go into the first step and you haven't got a username. So then basically you would go into the first step, you would connect your MetaMask wallet, and then you would purchase a username through your MetaMask. So you've actually got a username. Now, if you already got a username, if you already have one, because you've purchased it through your MetaMask for the username sales, then all you need to do to mint your token is then just import that MetaMask address into your Chrome extension, your L1X Chrome extension. So you will need the latest Chrome extension. So just make sure you've got the latest Chrome extension, and you can do that by just going into the Chrome store and then searching for X_wallet and then adding it to your extension. So you've got the latest one. So if you've got an old one, please go ahead and just replace that with the newest version and then import your wallet into that one. Once you've imported your MetaMask wallet into your Chrome extension, then it becomes basically an L1X wallet. So how you kind of do that by importing, you've got your Chrome extension. Can you see the Chrome extension, Joe?
No.
Okay, so basically you go into your Chrome extension, you would click on it. On your Chrome extension, there is, from the drop-down menu, you'll have import private key. That's the MetaMask wallet you'll import into. When you import it, just select L1X as the network, and bang, you've got an L1X wallet under the MetaMask address. So once you've got that, and you've got your username and you've imported your MetaMask into the Chrome extension, then you can build your token. So what you can do, let me just go in here, make sure it's connected. So to go ahead and build your token, what's happening now? Here we go. So build a token, connect my X wallet. And this is the X wallet that you had imported. So the MetaMask wallet you've imported into Chrome. And then you'll come up with this screen here. And so now you can go ahead and create either a fungible token or an NFT, non-fungible token. So let's go ahead and create a non-fungible token. Okay, so then you can upload an image for the non-fungible token. Going to upload an image there. Let's call it L1X mint and win campaign. Oh. Okay, token description. Now in the token description, you can put anything you want in here. You can, maybe if you want to talk about what the token represents, or let's say you're a KOL, you might want to talk about how by voting for this might benefit your community. If you're a project, you might want to put up an image on your project token and then write a bit about your project. Or if you're just a everyday user, you might want to write anything you want in the token description for that. And so here, let's have a look here. So create new. Okay, I want to create let's say L1X mint, L1XM. So I've created a collection name. Now you won't have the option to create a new collection option in the fungible token. This is just the NFT. So what I've done is I've just approving this now in my X wallet. Awesome. Then what I do, go ahead and mint my NFT. Okay, just push submit. Brilliant. Let's just see if I've got the right one connected. Yeah, let's do this. I haven't done the NFT one. Let's quickly do a fungible token. Might be a little bit quicker. But we'll release all the information when this one comes out, but and L1X mint and win campaign. Let's call it L1XM, L1X mint and win. Let's give it what, 12 decimals. Let's say there's 1 million in supply. Okay, let's create this one. Cool, submitted. That's processing now.
Just for everybody's knowledge as well, I just sort of seen a few comments come through. There is a transaction that will come up from the Chrome wallet. It's just obviously with share screen on here, you can't see that Chrome wallet extension pop up, but Matthew would be able to see that on his end.
Yes.
You can't see it on the screen. So just so everybody knows, when he presses that create token, something will come up for him to press sign. So that's what's happening sort of in the background. In case you're sort of just like, what's happening? Just sitting here, nothing's going on. That's what's happening.
And it's a free mint as well. So you just have to sign off on it and then it'll mint. So here you can see it minted. I minted one earlier as a practice for non-fungible, for fungible. I've minted another one here where you can see in the one I've just minted now. So then what I could do if you want to go ahead and then view that, you just go on to the airdrop screen again, go on to the, and then here you can see next to airdrop task, you can see tokens, and there you go. Oh, okay, so it has minted the NFT one that I did before as well, and the fungible token. So these are the ones that I've already minted just in the test phase here. And then once they're there, then you'll be able to go ahead and share, and people will be able to vote on the tokens within the list as well. And once again, we'll share all the information about how people can vote, how you can create your tokens. And then they'll be viewed here in the gallery. Or maybe we just shut it off and you can only vote for mine and maybe I win it.
I think it's important to point out too that you can only get one vote per wallet per NFT. So there's no gamification there
for the votes, yeah. And we'll have all those instructions as well coming out when we when we launch this by tomorrow. But look, this is kind of cool because then any of the community members can get involved with this, mint your own tokens. You know, if you've got a username, you can go straight into step 2 and start to mint as long as you've imported your MetaMask into your Chrome. If you haven't got one, you can grab a username and mint as well. Daily, there's a 500 L1X coin daily prize for randomly selected for those people who mint on that day, and that'll come up on here as well, so you can see who the winners are. That'll be under the daily winners that will be listed here. And so from here, and then you can go ahead and then promote it. Now, I encourage, and how can community get involved with promoting L1X through the month of May? This is a perfect way to do it. Mint your own token, go ahead and then share it on Twitter with the share Twitter link here. Go through there and then share it on Twitter. And then share that out, and then that'll also help raise awareness. Now, also we'll be going out to KOLs as well with this competition, if they want to get themselves some L1X coin and leverage their own community by minting a token and getting their community to vote. Then that's a great way for the KOLs to be able to get involved. And then projects as well. Let's say a project wanting to launch on L1X. They go ahead, mint an NFT, give a token description of their project itself and what's coming, and then people can vote for that. And from a project perspective, let's say if they're one of the winners, then we will have an option for the project to be able to create liquidity if they're launching on L1X with the coins that they've won in a locked contract. So they won't be able to sell the L1X, but if they want to use that to create liquidity to launch their project, they can as well. And we'll be going out with all these details as well when we launch the token builder. But look, I think it's a pretty cool initiative going over May, where you can mint your NFT, mint your own token. Be interested to see what people do, what people mint on the system over the next month. But Joe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is a massive one, especially from the community perspective, obviously, because it's not just about the fun of, us being able to mint whatever and get out there, throw some votes up, have some fun with it, but more so if you think from a tactical point of view, like if you've got a project on a different chain that you are a big fan of, like let's say it's an NFT thing, and this is how I guess you can get creative and get other projects involved. But let's say I've got an NFT group that I really love on a different chain, and I want them to come over. And obviously there's some restrictions in how they can do their mint to begin with, because I believe, as an example, it's one NFT per wallet. So they couldn't necessarily do a whole collection. But let's say they did a token and you could exchange that token later for their first interoperable series on L1X. You can effectively get them to bring their whole community over, and they can have a brand new, a whole collection based on L1X, which I think is unreal. So many different ways that you could get people involved, or even if it's a different community for yours, if it's you could make literally anything out of this and make a whole game out of it. But what's really cool is I think the voting aspect is it really allows the community to vote with their votes, as in you get to choose who's going to be the winner. What do you want to see moving forward? Like, is there a project you go, yeah, that definitely represents us as a community that we really want to see rise to the top and be rewarded and given the opportunity, I guess, to utilize some level of L1X to continue their journey into the future. So there's so many aspects of this that is cool, as apart from just using it as a general sense of, hey, look, you can use the chain and it works and everything's online and we're live and it's go time for L1X. But further than that, it's more so how can you then strategically use it as community members to help build the community that you're a part of. So many cool things, so many cool aspects for the token builder. And I'm hoping I wasn't on mute that whole time. That'd be awkward as.
No, 100%. So yeah, look forward to that. We'll get a lot of activity coming through that. I'm sure pretty exciting, pretty fun to be able to do, and we'll be launching that by tomorrow, and we'll have all the details out for that as well. But just to reiterate again, we've got a big AMA coming up on Tuesday, 10 a.m. AWST. That is our launch day AMA. We'll be going through on the launch day AMA. We'll be covering off on once again, the Token Builder airdrop campaign. We'll be covering off on the dev portal, the project portal. We'll be covering off on node hosting. We'll be covering off a whole lot of things now moving forward into post-launch about what's coming out, how people can build the grants program. Mike will be covering that as well. And so we're inviting a lot of people to the AMA, whether they're a KOL, whether they're a project, or whether they're just really interested in getting involved with L1X, or they're already one of our fabulous community members.
I think it's important to say with the Token Builder, we've actually had a huge amount of interest and excitement from some of the projects that we've been talking to as well. That ability, and we've got, there was one project I was talking to the other day that actually has tokens stuck on ETH, BSC, and Avalanche, and they can't get off. And what we provide is the ability to do that, and they're deciding whether they want to mint a new token or try and migrate across, or even both. So, and even when you look at the DEXs, that capability is going to be huge for them as well. And just watch this space for what's coming there.
That's the exciting bit, right? Features are online and working. It's we're at the precipice, and it's what is it? 4 days? 4 days and
4 days.
3 days and 12 hours, or something like that. My math is not good at this stage of the weekend or week.
Yeah, I just saw a couple of questions around the Mixi. So just to reiterate at the beginning, Mixi is almost completed integration. So we should be able to announce a listing date with Mixi imminently. From what I saw, the last conversation is that they've almost completed integration, which is great. So as soon as we have a confirmed listing date, we'll be announcing that as well. So look forward to that. And we're working pretty closely with them to get that done. So yeah, we'll announce that ASAP. It shouldn't be too far away from announcement in terms of what the listing day will be, but integration is pretty close to finishing.
Just checking through for some questions. I think in terms, because I know there were some questions from the YouTube and they can't see the comments in here.
Okay.
For ELN node running, when will that become online? Well, that's planned for some stage on the proposed schedule. Do we know how online?
I think from the node hosting AMA from memory on that, I think Kevin's got that scheduled for sometime in June. So it'll be FVNs first. And we can confirm that on the AMA on Monday, but I'm pretty sure from the last AMA node hosting for ELNs is going to be sometime in June.
Excellent. So June.
We'll confirm that on the Tuesday AMA, because I know there's a setup, there's the kind of mechanics of the ELNs, and I know the concept of allowing receipt token to be staked on there as well needs to be built in, and then that'll be launched. So yeah, but at this moment, from memory, I think it was June.
Excellent. I'm not sure you see any other questions. I know there's been a couple of questions answered, obviously, in the comments as well already. So I guess that, yeah, it's good point. Do we want to go through and just while I check through the questions and see if there's anything else there that I'm missing, or if there are more questions from the community, if you want to throw them in the comments and we'll bring them up in the short term. Do we want to start rocking out with our closing statements before the weekend, knowing that we're very close to go time, features coming online? Obviously, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next, not even days, but hours even to propel us forward into the future. Just one question here. Mention of templates coming for VPS. Any updates on that? No updates on that.
I don't personally have an update on the templates. We have to check with Kevin on that. Yep.
Got a math question here as well with regards to tokenomics. If we're releasing approximately 500 million coins in 24 months, roughly what % of those will be in circulation? I suppose that comes down to somewhat experts as well.
Yeah, look, I think a good chunk of that is also the treasury, so growth pool, validator pools, development pools. So a fair chunk of that will be that, and I would say that is only comes into circulation if there is an initiative, a growth initiative, to be able to that's positive for the protocol. So that's that will only really come into. I mean, it'll still be counted as circulating supply because it's being distributed, right? But it's only used for growth purposes.
Yeah, cool. And just one from Crypto Walker. On and off ramp for the L1X app, is that still coming? Is it later on? Do we have a progress for that at this stage?
Yeah, we don't have a date for it yet, but we've got a couple of options that are coming up, including through the DEXs. So we're looking at how we can achieve that. We've spoken to a number of providers. It's a matter of finding the one with the right fees, because some of the fees that are coming through from the on-off ramps they're just a rip-off. So we want it down to a level of sort of around 1%. That's ideal.
Yeah, and a question from Escobar about hard wallets. Hard wallets with 24-word phrase can't be imported into the X wallet. I guess obviously that makes it very hard for them to participate in the token builder. Is there a workaround for that at this stage, or it's purely you obviously need a username to participate if their username's in that wallet where it's behind a hard wallet? That's not, that doesn't work at this stage, obviously.
No, it doesn't work at this stage, but we will be working on hardware wallets as a matter of priority. But when you look at the security capabilities that we're building into L1X, and we've got further capabilities coming, where you can actually have multiple levels of security, utilizing other products, whether it's Facebook or multiple wallets to authenticate one another. What we want to introduce is that ability within the wallet itself to secure it. Hardware wallets can be good. Hardware wallets can equally, you just look back through the media about the number of hacks that have occurred with those as well. You've got to make it as secure as possible. Hard wallets is just one way. Capability will be added, but not immediately.
Awesome. Timeline of V1 airdrops to be reflected in V2.
Sorry, muted. Yeah, just from the beginning of the AMA in terms of airdrops. So the airdrops are being distributed over the coming days now. So I'm pretty sure Lionel and the team are starting distribution later on tonight for the airdrops. So they will start to come out over the next few days. If it's an airdrop that you're receiving, then you'll have the option to opt in or opt out of XPerks. If you opt out of XPerks, it's the similar vesting to the public sale, which is daily over 4 months. If you opt into XPerks, then obviously you get the XPerks benefits, and then that vesting schedule applies. But over the next few days, those will be distributed, so keep an eye out for those to come in. And once again, if there's any queries or anything like that, you can always raise. If you haven't already raised a ticket, you can raise a ticket, but just give it some time over the next few days for Lionel and the dev team to distribute those first. Once you see them, go in, opt in or opt out of XPerks, and then and then it'll be the vesting schedule, either public sale or the XPerks vesting schedule.
I imagine this question's very much how long's a piece of string, but how many CEXs can we expect in future, and how many are we actually in talks with?
I can take that one. So basically, we are in talks with quite a few of the top tier ones. And we have a slew of tier 2s that we're talking with as well. So we've got a couple with this first wave of CEXs and DEXs coming online at launch. As we mentioned before, it's like two CEXs and potentially 4 DEXs, up to 4 DEXs. On the second wave that we're doing, we've got a couple more tier 2s that we're looking at as well. And also, after we get those launched, we have a couple of tier 1s that have agreed to kind of take a further integration look with us as well. There's a main difference between integrating a tier 2, tier 3 CEX over a tier 1 CEX. They're not as strict. They're not as tech heavy as the tier 1s are. So these CEXs that we will be bringing on are good kind of how's the best way to put this? Kind of like a good battle test for us to kind of see if the documentation that we're providing to these CEXs are good. How can we optimize it to make it better and all that kind of stuff. And so those are some things that we've been working through and talking with our dev team. I feel pretty confident, and so do they, that as we start bringing on more and more CXs, that we'll basically have the right amount of documentation that they're going to need. And so that process will go a lot faster moving forward. So yeah, to answer the long-winded question, yes, we've got quite a few. We've got a second wave and a third wave coming up, but I think it's important to kind of preface that we're kind of taking this in stride. We don't want to just bring on tons of them. We want to bring them on a gradual thing so that we can keep sustaining the value of the coin, the utility coin that we've got, and then also making sure that we're able to allow all of the users worldwide to be able to access it as well, so that they can trade it. So there's a lot of variables that are going into it, and so just because we have like specific ones that are coming after us, we may hold on them, and we might go with another one just because it is an area that we haven't covered yet in terms of geographic area. It might be another area that we are able to have a strategic partnership with long term, not just with a listing kind of component. In other news, there's been a couple of CEXs that have inquired about integrating XTalk capability into their exchange, which is kind of cool. And so those are kind of the partnership things that we're also looking at and evaluating as we go through this as well.
Excellent. That's very comprehensive as well. Question about the token builder. If I have 2 usernames, can I mint 2 tokens every day?
Yeah, so let me confirm that for you, but I believe so, yes. The guys are just, when we launch it, so we will launch it with the blog, and we'll let you know how many you can mint per day. But I believe that the team is talking about 1 mint per username per day. But we'll confirm that when the blog comes out and the information comes out with the launch as well.
Excellent. This next one's from Johnny. We'll be able to amalgamate all our L1X wallets into one to keep things simple. I believe the short answer here is you can already put all of your L1X wallets inside the one Chrome extension. However, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the same wallet. It just means that you have all the wallets in the one wallet. I don't know whether it would be possible to actually make all of those into one wallet. I don't think that's necessarily a capability that works generally with the standard blockchain tech, the way that the wallets are built.
Each wallet
extension.
Yeah, each wallet has its own private key. No matter what Chrome extension you created it on, no matter what X Wallet Chrome extension, they all have their own private key. So the key is that where the wallets that you that are active that you want to keep is to keep the private key in a safe place. If you remove the Chrome extension and upload a new Chrome extension, with every Chrome extension, you'll get a seed phrase, and that's for the Chrome extension. However, when you upload a Chrome extension, you keep the seed phrase for the Chrome extension, but you can import any other L1X wallet into that Chrome extension, no matter what no matter if you remove it, you put a new one in there. As long as you have the private keys, those are the access to importing any wallet into the L1X Chrome extension.
Awesome. This might be a Kevin-related question, but I'll throw it out there anyway. At the moment, we've only been able to do EVM-based swaps. When will the non-EVM chains like Sol and Phantom be enabled? And what's stopping them being turned on and letting the community use them now?
Yeah, perfect. So basically, it's they're already connected. The only reason why we haven't got the swaps is because we haven't allocated liquidity to it. So that's why we're with the DEXs that are coming on board. I know that they're looking at allocating liquidity on the Solana chain. And then once that liquidity has been added, Solana is already connected. It's as simple as that. So Solana, Phantom, all the chains that we've mentioned are connected. It just requires liquidity.
It's also important I'll point out here now as well, with onboarding another chain, we're actually making it even easier because what we'll be introducing is the ability for people to actually join a chain up with editing about 20 lines of code. So to add a chain on, they'll simply need to edit 20 lines of code and then work on the liquidity side, and away we go. So that's another feature that's coming.
Awesome. This question about Interact, I know there's been a bit of back and forth about that. At this stage, is it in terms of where we're up to with the Interact rewards for the incorrect XP, it's directly addressed with them in their Discord, is that correct?
Yeah, we can only distribute off the information we get from Interact. So currently we've got the information that we're distributing on at the moment is the information we've received from Interact. Raise a query with Interact if there's any queries. If Interact give us any updated information around the airdrop allocation or the XP allocation, then that's fine. But at the moment, we can only go by what Interact is giving us because they ran the campaign.
Yeah, cool. It's a good question about launch day, and this might be more evident on launch day, but I'll ask anyway. We'll be able to transfer coins from the L1X wallet to our MetaMask wallet, because I know that with the we can import token contract in there now. And what would be the benefits of having an L1X wallet instead of the MetaMask to hold your coins in, for example?
So basically, yes, you have you can pull in the L1X network into your MetaMask, and I believe there's blog information on that on the wiki as well. I think integrating MetaMask integrating L1X network into your MetaMask. The benefit of the L1X wallet, I think, will grow over time. Basically, the feature, and Cody probably knows little bit more about this. But basically, what the L1X wallet will allow you to do, it'll allow you to hold tokens from across any of the chains we're connected to, right? And then kind of the wallet is not just about the asset, it's about the IP that's compatible cross chain. But maybe you want to speak a little bit more on the wallet.
Yeah. So there's some interesting features. Mike kind of touched upon it with, like, imagine building a moat around a primary wallet. Think of it as your hard wallet, but online, right? That's what we envision your X wallet being. And then you can connect all of your other wallets and actually have dedicated access through those wallets to your main primary L1X wallet. And so there's going to be a lot of security that comes with that. The delegation is going to be another huge thing. The other thing that we're going to be doing too is eventually migrating that into your profile card, so that as you're connecting with these different projects, eventually think of it like logging into a website with your L1X profile, right? Or it's very similar to logging in with Google, your Google Gmail, or even Facebook, or whatever kind of account that they allow you to log in with. And then what that does is it'll put you guys in control of, like, saying, okay, I want this specific wallet to be in that connection. And then your delegated wallet will work through that. So there's that component. But more importantly, we've built the wallet to be an engineering layer, so that projects can actually come in and build on top of that SDK, right? And the reason why we're doing that is if you take a game, for an example, gamers just want to play games, right? They don't, especially, Web 2 people that are coming over to Web 3, they're so used to just basically being able to download a game, play it. They don't have to sign up for an account. They don't have to do anything, right? And so if we can keep the wallet kind of behind the scenes and only limit the interaction that you have to do once you log in to, like, the L1X app, for an example, that's a prime example of building on top of that wallet experience. And so eventually you'll start seeing that morph into more of the vision of where we're seeing this go. And I couldn't be more excited, because being on all these different AMAs and hearing a lot of these game projects and in DeFi projects in general, they're all kind of like sharing the same friction of onboarding users from Web 2 mobile into Web 3 games. This is that whole friction with the wallet. And so that's one thing that L1X does that no one else is doing with the wallet.
Awesome. I think we're down to last questions around balancer pool. Does it finish on launch? Obviously, I can answer this. There will be instructions on what happens and how to exit the balance pool and all that sort of stuff. But when does the actual, when does the balance pool, I suppose, finish?
You're on mute.
The liquidity bootstrap.
Yes, I believe that's what it's in reference to.
Yeah. So basically from the 7th, so for the guys that have been in the liquidity bootstrap, they've been accruing 1% a day since the finish of that window, all the way up until the end of the 6th of May, right? So it's launching on the 7th. So then they'll be able to go ahead and start to claim that daily over 120 days, or just keep it staked or use it, whatever they want to do, from the 7th. And so that 120 days will start then. And their rewards, their daily percentages, will count all the way up to the 6th.
Awesome. I think that's mostly, unless I've missed anything. So I guess what I tried to get to before, our closing statements from you guys. I know we're a little bit over time, but let's start to wrap that up. Who wants to kick off our closing?
I'll go first.
Yep, I'll go. 4 days left. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's launch. Let's get these projects on board. Let's build an amazing ecosystem, and let's do it together. So can't wait.
Short and sweet. I love it.
Heck yeah. Just to echo that, you know, there's going to be a lot of good hype coming out of the marketing, especially with KOLs, the marketing. We're also doing a lot of marketing activities with Bitmart and with Bitmart to go right out of the gate. And so there's going to be a lot of buzz. Just keep your mouth open, tell people about it. And it's going to be a fun ride. We've finally made it. And it looks like we've got another Power Ranger in the house again. So anyways, I'll hand it over to the Power Ranger.
Chief, you're always delivering for the community, Chief, as it's very well recognized now with the attire. Oh, no, you're on mute. I can't hear anything you're saying. You're muffled by your helmet.
He says he can't see out of it, so he's probably struggling to try to find the unmute button.
Magnificent. It's visuals only, guys. Sorry, the headpiece doesn't talk. It's pressing all sorts of buttons. Cameras off, everything. Come on, Chief, get it together. I thought Power Rangers were meant to make you better, not worse. There we go.
You know how hard it is to find that the unmute button when you can't see through this thing. It's
worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, look, as Matthew said, 4 days before the CEXs, we got the DEXs coming. I think there's going to be a real party coming with those DEXs. So, I think as Cody mentioned, well, who knows? There's nothing stopping us adding as many DEXs and onto L1X as we want, and DeFi projects. We've got all the other projects coming. Right, we've got Red Curry, we've got the Deagle Labs doing their with Elder, and as I've said before, OmChain. What we've got coming there with OmChain, the amount of work that we've been doing in the background, the agreements and all that stuff that we've put in place, it's absolutely huge. So watch this space, guys. It's all about the projects. It's not about hyping just another coin. It's about usability, about how we can projects and users will actually adopt L1X into their project and use us for cross-chain transactions. The ability of the L1X wallet to go cross-chain is something that that is so needed out there. Every single call that I get on, Cody, Matthew gets on, when they hear of that capability, they're just blown away.
Awesome. Yeah, I think just to echo and close out from my end, same again, it's 4 days. We're there. We're pretty much there. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're at the finish line, and everything's coming online and ready to go. It's once again, like I said, over to us now for the token builder. Everybody can have a little bit of fun with it, play around, start building some stuff, getting people on board, getting other projects involved. This is our time to shine and really bring the L1X community to life. This is the next steps for things to become vibrant, and let's show that we have the best ecosystem kicking around. This is the very beginning moment, and it's we're nearly there. A couple of days.
Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. I may be doing some NFTs on the hats, and so if you want to come vote for mine, you may win it. So I'm happy to give mine away. Plus, you may want to watch for Machu. I have a feeling he's going to come up with a pretty good NFT.
This has turned into a shill, has it? This has turned into the shill for your own NFT. This fungible token shill on here. We're going to close it out before we get down and dirty. No, that's it. We'll wrap it up. Thanks everybody for coming. We appreciate you all being on here. And let's have some fun with this token builder. We will see you very soon. Have an amazing weekend. The last weekend before it's go time. So get geared up, people. Get your Power Ranger helmets on. Let's get it. We'll see you all really soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.